Did you take it off of just me?
No promises, Erica. Why is it so hard to wave at? There we go. We waved at Erica. What's up? And welcome to the Happy Hour. The Happy Hour, as you already know, is a show that we started
a couple years ago.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Gina is wearing the old shirt. The old Goat FM logo. We used to be on the radio and with this show, and we decided to launch this show more. That was a great fade out, Zenith. But we started to fade this out because I think everybody can agree.
Fade this out.
We decided to relaunch this show because I think we could all agree that the world needs happy more than ever. Looks like Brennan is home. Brennan! Alright, so anyways, you already know Gina. You know the kitty cats, so there's really no one to introduce today.
Spook.
No, we're not going to go upstairs and go get Spooky, but we will.
Not upstairs.
Alright, go get Spooky, for the love of Christ. Of course, she just thought of that just now while we're live, and now I have to make up a bunch of dialogue so that we're not in dead air waiting for someone who's supposed to be in this region. And here she comes to introduce her guest. So yeah, in addition to the cats, we also have this bunny rabbit. Unlike the cats, we're stuck with this guy. So the cats, I'm still working on finding them a home because they need a home. Ya Nelsie, ¿cómo está? Let's wave. This is my aunt, former aunt. I don't know, but I love her. So anyways, let's go ahead and why don't you go ahead and get rid of the rabbit because it is time to move on. One more time, Spooky. There's Spooky. Okay, Spooky, go. There's Easter or something to set up for next year. But let's go ahead and get into talking about our YouTube channel. On our YouTube channel, hola mi amor, ¿cómo está? Un abrazo. Our YouTube channel has almost 200 videos. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, all that. Thank you so far for joining us. So far, you're already enjoying it. And if you are, give us a like and share this video. Just like we should share happiness all the time. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is very important. And I cannot stress that enough. Not only should you subscribe, but hit the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we get brand new videos. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and play Our game time.
Hi, Kelly.
Kelly's in the house.
Doug.
And Doug is with us. What's up, Doug? It is game time. And Brittany, what's up, Brittany? Oh, I love Brittany. And your husband. More your husband than Brittany. Or I don't know. Who do we love more? Who knows?
I love Brittany more.
We got love for everybody.
That's
What's up, Doug?
amazing.
So, what is today's game going to be? Today we're going to play Mad Gab. Woo! Here's how Mad Gab works.
For us. Not in real life, just for us.
So Mad Gab, Gina is going to wear one of these doohickeys. They are designed to pry her mouth open and ridicule how much she looks like, what she looks like. Yeah, that's delicious. Don't you want
look like Scarface.
Yeah, no, you look like you're having a bad visit at a dentist.
Scarface.
Scarface definitely does not look like that.
Yes, huh?
What Scarface are you talking
On
about?
the inside. None.
As you already have figured out, hey Samantha, let's wave at Samantha.
Hi, Santa.
Ah, crikeys, I did it wrong
You
again.
suck.
It's so hard to press them. It's hard to wave at people.
You guys know what
There
I'm
we go.
talking about? Scarface, he's got the thing.
No.
Yes.
When you think of, okay, I'm thinking hellos. Say hello to my little friend.
No.
That's Scarface.
No, then I'm thinking
There's no other Scarface.
Two-Faced.
That's
Two-Face from
Two-Face
Batman.
is Batman.
Yeah.
Scarface is Cuban from Miami.
I don't know.
Anyhow,
The other one.
Mad Gab plays as follows. She
Yeah.
wears this little contraption.
Uh-huh.
I am going to wear a blindfold so that you guys, what's up, Erica? So that I do from
Yeah,
Batman.
see?
No, you don't. Of course, you got her, Erica. You know what? We should block Erica later as soon as this video's
Hi,
over.
Caitlin.
What's up, Caitlin? So I'm gonna wear this blindfold, so I will not know the word that Gina has drawn from the list.
Draw.
She will draw the word. She will show you guys the phrase. She will speak into my ear. I will try to guess what the phrase is. If I do it in 60 seconds or less, I win. And if I lose, if I don't, then I get one of the penalties from the Wheel of Punishment. Today on the Wheel of Punishment, we have slapped in the face with pudding, lemon juice in the eye, eat ghost pepper, wax armpit, kick in the nuts. That one happened in the last video. Hey, Cindy. And if you have not seen that video, or if you didn't see it live, you can still watch it. It's on our YouTube channel. Shave my head. Whipped cream slap. We did that a few weeks ago, so make sure you check it out. Shave eyebrows, pie to the face. So those are our penalties for the day. I'm going to go ahead and put my handy dandy blindfold. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Look how sexy I look. Man, this is nice. Look at that. All right, ready? Luna?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Did you choose a word or phrase?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to say it into my ear. Okay?
Yes.
So that I can hear it. They already know it. They don't need to hear it. Okay? Here we
I'm
go.
gonna show you
Don't be
guys
cheating.
right now.
Guys, my wife is a cheater. Well, that sounds
I'm
weird.
not a cheater.
That sounds weird when I say it like that. My wife is a cheater. Wait, what? All right, here we go. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Hi, Lily Jones. Okay. Success is practice and young
What about a donkey?
Success is practice and young
Oh my God. Success?
is practice and young
Success is practice and gunpowder?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Success is practice and gunpowder?
Uh-huh.
I win! No? Don't I win?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm gonna go ahead and play these last 15 seconds as a celebration. You know why I'm celebrating, guys? Because I freaking lose every time. Every time. I'm the one that got slapped in the face with whipped cream. Mm-hmm. I'm the one that he Erica says he memorized all the cards before the game.
Probably.
Okay.
Corona.
Corona. Yeah, this is a bad time. This is a real bad time to be to be coughing on live. So, yes, I got kicked in the nuts last week, guys. Do you know how bad that hurt? Not only it hurt, like she kicked me in the nuts so hard, like my taint felt like it ripped.
I hate that word, by the way. For the record,
what's up, Kassar? That's whatever. That's what I felt, and I had a headache for several hours after. So let's go ahead and find out what her penalty is going to be. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Yeah. Shave eyebrow. No. Putty slap. Lemon juice to the eye. What's up, ladies? And okay, now this is the one penalty that I chose. I don't know if you've noticed, by the way, that almost all the penalties are extremely violent because someone, I don't want to point anybody out, but someone chose them. But I chose this one. This was an homage to my dad. And if you ever want to hear the story, you got to watch out. You got to watch a comedy sketch video. But anyways, if you want to watch me put lemon juice
sketch video.
A stand-up comedy video. Yeah. What's up, Jimmy Lavelle? Bishop.
What's going on, Jimmy?
So if you want to watch that story, you got to watch my stand-up. But anyways, lemon juice it is. Jimmy, welcome to the happy hour. What you've missed so far is we introduced Spooky. We played a game. I won. Finally, I won. Finally. And as a penalty, at the end of the show, I get to put lemon juice in her eye, which is hilarious because she has huge eyes. That's one of the things that I love about her. Like they're like usually they're big. They're big old they're like headlights on a car. Not like regular car too, like a big old Cadillac. And so that I'm gonna use like a whole
fully loaded. Like a Volkswagen Bug where you put the eyelashes on him.
Like a bug right before he hits the screen, he's like, no! So that's that.
No, I said Volkswagen Bug.
No, I meant regular bug. What's up, Matt?
I gave you an out.
Anyways,
take it.
Her eyes are so big, I'm going to have to squeeze the whole lemon in her eye just to cover like a corner of it. Her eyes are so big she can see into the future. What's up, brother? Man, what's wrong with me, man? I can't breathe today. I probably do got the Rona. The Rona, that's how we call it in Florida. Anyhow, sorry you can't stay too long, man. That's cool, bro. But we have this show every Monday and Friday. And if you don't watch it live, you could also watch it on our YouTube channel, which has almost 200 videos. That's how much dude, I work. I'm like the Juan Valdez of comedy / motivational talks. Anyways, a mental health topic of today, we are going to continue. Now, I'm going to recap some of the talks from previous, but I want you to pay close attention because I'm not going to recap most of these. Most of these slides you won't see again. But what we've learned in the past is that circumstances are only 10%, which again means if I know how rich you are, how many kids you are, I know everything about what career you have, I know all that, and yet I can only predict how happy you are with a 10% accuracy. Your genetics make up only 50%, and even that is negotiable, which we'll talk more about in the future. But 40% of our happiness is based off the stuff that we control, the thoughts that we entertain, which we'll talk about more. We learned a lot about this. What? Because of Albert Ellis. Yeah, no problem, Jimmy. Thanks, I will. Albert Ellis kind of taught us the ABCs, but not, XYZ, but the ABCs of cognition.
Turns out, not as easy as 1, 2, 3.
No, it's not. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Oh, baby, I don't know. Oh, okay, I should not sing.
No.
This is
not if you don't know the words.
a moment of silence for how bad that sounded.
For how he killed Baby Michael.
Killed the song and his career.
Baby Michael's anthem.
So, anyways, we used to think that we had an activating event and that would lead to a consequence. Example, my wife did this to me and she made me feel, but in reality, it's the belief in the middle. It's that belief of what the activating event was that actually causes either benefits or calamity. So we had to come to that recognition. And we normally don't realize this. And it's important that we do because knowing it is the truth that actually sets us free. Once we know that the belief is actually affecting us, we can dispute the beliefs if they don't serve us, no different than a lawyer would in court. And we can come up with evidence to support other beliefs and change the effects. In other words, change the consequences. But the secret there lies within the brain. And one of the first pioneers was this guy who talked about the brain in comparison to the scalp and the shape of the scalp, because he felt like certain areas of your brain were more developed than others, and because of that you'd have a hill or a valley in your skull. And he would touch people's skull and he'd say, oh, this man, he loves poetry, as I can tell here. But in reality, you can't tell how good something tastes by shoving the food up your butt. No difference than you can tell somebody's personality traits or their likes and dislikes or talents by touching someone's skull. However, as wrong as he was, and as long for several decades phrenology was practiced as a science, he did, however, point us into the right direction. We, at that time, barely had the consensus that the brain was the source of self. We thought that it was the heart or the soul or the bile, believe it or not.
Or the liver.
And
they used to think the liver was the heart.
Yep.
The spleen.
And so not only did we start shifting our attention to the brain and how that is the source of self, but also we determined that different parts of the brain control specific aspects of our behavior.
Your head is in front of the screen, just so you know.
Like that? Like that?
Since I'm usually the perpetrator of
you
the
are,
screen cover.
You are usually the perpetrator.
I am not today, am I? I'm all the way
Today
over.
you are.
There's no way.
You are behaving thyself. Anyhow, one of the individuals that helped point us in this direction is this guy. Hopefully Erica jumped. This is Phineas Gage. Or better yet, this is Phineas Gage in his little skinny pants. He is tapping that ass at assets of the company because he works for the railroad company. And he took one to the chin, or should I say to the face, and it literally went in through his face and out through his skull. Yes, and believe it or not, he actually lived. Here's more in slow motion.
Poor Phineas. It wasn't his
Dude, I
fault.
should have got an Oscar there. Anyway, if you play it one more time, I think you'll be able to see Mr. Peanut. You see Mr. Peanut? That's when he was actually killed the first time.
Hi, Jesse.
And hey, Jesse. So Mr. Peanut was killed the first time, and that's how we originally got our baby Peanut.
Aw, cute. Not as cute as Baby Yoda, though. Baby
Anyways.
Yoda's still the cutest.
Not only did Phineas not die, but Phineas actually he got on a cart, went home, had a doctor visit him. He didn't believe what happened until, of course, he coughed and he got a little piece of brain that flew out of his head, which the doctor described the size of a teacup.
Baby Yoda, he's the cutest.
She ruined the awkward silence. So anyhow, Phineas Gage definitely deserves gangster glasses. Plus, we don't have to see that hideous eye of his anymore. And not only does he deserve gangster glasses, he deserves gangster music. So...
Fresh out of jail, California dreaming. Soon as I step on the scene, I'm hearing who she's screaming. Paying for money and alcohol, the life of a West Side player with cops die. It's all
Anyways,
This is West Side, right?
yeah,
I wasn't
hopefully.
wrong.
What if you do it? I don't know. Who knows? We're Caucasian, but he gave us a puzzle of the brain, and he gave us something to think about. Because just think about the fact that we almost never put any thought to our
Is
brain.
his knee itchy?
yeah.
Or is he thinking? I can't tell.
He's thinking about the human brain, something that
He's
we all
thinking
should do.
about how his knee is itchy.
Think about this, guys. The very first supercomputer, some of these supercomputers of the past, they filled up thousands of square feet of footage, some of them the size of a building. This particular one, which is considered the actual first supercomputer, this one was about 4 or 5 filing cabinets. And yet, in your pocket, you have a supercomputer that is 10,000 times more powerful than it. Or 1,000? 1,000 times? I forget. But this one, for example, processes stuff as high as 200 gigabytes per second. Some of our first computers did 2 or 3 gigabytes, just to give you an idea. That's crazy. That's mind-blowing. But even more mind-blowing is the supercomputer that created both of those computers.
Hi, gorgeous.
What's up? Our brain fires more times in one day than all of the cell phones combined of the world. And yet, many times, we don't give it any thought. We only consider our cell phones. So, our brains are awesome, and yes, I wish everyone had one. You may have, putting more thought into our brain, you may have heard of the concept that we use 10% of our brains. And oh my God, how awesome would this be if it was real? Like, maybe like we could suddenly summon some, like, serenity and calmness and in the moment of height and, danger. Or maybe we could summon like kung fu
Jamie!
ninja-like skills.
Jamie's
Jamie's got
here.
ninja-like skills. Maybe we could levitate, or maybe we could move things with our minds. It's telekinesis. Or
What
maybe
movie is this?
This is Lucy, which is based off the principle of the 10% of the mind. Maybe we can move things with our brain. However, this is not a real thing. We don't use 10% of our brains. Now, I understand how with some of the people in the world, we could think that some people use only 10% of their brain, but it is a myth. Not true.
Hi, Sherry.
Yep. It's just not true. We
How
use
dare you break
100%. I didn't know you were waiting, dog. We use 100% of our brains all the time, even for simple tasks like walking and talking. There's no such thing as we only use 10% of our brains. It's just not a real thing. But see, these misconceptions, these are so perverse in today's society.
Love you too,
We use
Jamie.
90% of our hearts.
You're so precious.
Jamie, I know you used 100% of your heart for me, bro.
We miss you, Jamie.
I wish I could just quit you. Anyways, we use 100% of our brains even for small tasks. And this is part of the problem. These type of beliefs, like we only use 10% of our brains, it's so perverse in our society that if I were to ask a stranger, what do you know that human beings can only use 10% of in their lifetime? Almost everybody would assume that it's the brain. But it's just simply not accurate. And this is part of the issue. When I ask students, how much of the brain do you think we already know about? Let's assume that if we were to know everything there is to know about the brain, let's assume that would be the equivalent of 1 mile. So if everything there is to know about the brain is 1 mile, how much do you think we know so far? And I get all kinds of answers. I get 3/4 of the mile, a half a mile, a quarter of the mile.
3 feet.
No, we actually only know 3 inches. I don't know if she's actually surprised or if she's acting surprised. Either way, she gets an Oscar. So yeah, we only know very, very little about the brain. This picture, by the way, provided by my ex-girlfriend. Dude, this is where she was supposed to say it's not true. What a butthole. But we don't know a lot about the brain because the brain is composed of 100 billion neurons. If you're not impressed with the number 100 billion, then just think to yourself that 100 billion neurons is more than some galaxies have stars. And if you're still not impressed with 100 billion, if you were to try to count to 100 billion, it would take you 3,170 years. I can't, how do I get out? There we go. 3,171 years. I feel like I ruined the punchline there. So let's do it again. So yeah, we know very little. Why? Because our brain is jammed with 100 billion neurons, and that's also not including the 100 billion glial cells. And that's not expressing all the synapses and connections. If we were to take a little part of our brain and just separate some of the neurons out of the way and boil it down to one neuron, and then after that, maybe we were to zoom in a little more and separate all the different synapses and connections that are going on. I mean, this is just not a believable thing that we would be able to do even in our lifetime. And the fact that we don't even know or learn more about the brain is just mind-blowing. What did he say? What?
Why have billions when we can have millions?
So again, we do need to take the time to learn more of our brains.
Why have billions when we can have a million?
All right, so let's recap some of the most amazing things about the brain. We have, again, 100 billion neurons.
So many.
Those neurons are constantly firing, and they travel when they fire at sometimes 250 miles per hour, firing 250 trillion times per second, all to deliver razor-sharp focus, clarity, and cutting-edge thought right at the blink of an eye. So yes, the brain should be something that we're impressed by. And if you're not impressed by that, then maybe you do use 10% of your brain.
Baby Yoda!
She keeps ruining the awkward. I love my wife. This Friday, we're going to go into the different parts of the brain and some of their localized function. No, there's not a part of the brain that likes poetry or memes or that's what she said jokes. But yes, there are parts of our brain that are responsible for memory, for focus, or for heartbeat, motor function. So we'll talk about that. And we're inching towards how that explains some of our behavior, how the brain and the mind are related to one another.
It's penalty time.
Yeah.
It's penalty time. Penalty, penalty,
Penalty time, baby. And if you were listening earlier, I finally won a game. So I get to put lemon juice in Gina's eye. And I get to laugh without having to end up on the couch later tonight, guys.
He's still going to end up on the couch.
I'm definitely going to end up on the couch. Vaughn is just now with us. Vaughn, arguably, you get to be at the best part of the show because it's the part of the show where I get to penalize the loser, Gina Nevers, by putting lemon juice in her eye. Just to kind of recap, we always have a game. The loser of the game has a penalty. Well, we have the game when we have a guest. The loser of the game has a penalty after we learn more about the brain and happiness and how we could blah, blah, blah. Get on the couch. Oh, Gina's trying to run away, guys. Like a loser, a sore loser. She doesn't want her penalty. Just kidding. Here we go. All right, so... Oh, man, this is...
I hate you.
All right, so I want to... normally, like, when I use a syringe for my meth or heroin, I don't know, what do you use for syringes for?
Gross. Why would you say that?
When I use this for not illegal drugs, I do all the CCs.
He has never even thought about illegal drugs in his life.
Yeah, I'm a waste of age. I don't even drink. Okay, so I'm going to do half a CC because I'm a lovely husband who loves you so much and I don't want you to suffer. Okay, baby? Because I love you.
Yeah, whatever.
Here we go. Ready? I'm laughing because I thought of a different joke. Not because I want bad things to happen to you. Come on, here we go.
No, you're taking too long.
No, here we go. Come on, let's go. Suck it up. man, I feel so bad.
You should.
I cannot believe my dad did this twice. Okay, you gotta stay in camera afterwards, because I know you.
What?
Because you're an overactress. You'll be like, ah, and you run off. Like a black guy when he sees a magic joke. You gotta stay here, okay? Here we go. Oh, right in your eye. I'm so sorry. Oh, man. Oh, are you okay? Just think, my dad used to do this because he thought it would make his eye, when his eye was like yellowy, he thought it would make it white. And I would actually try to, oh, baby, are you okay? How painful is it? Oh, God. I don't know what you regret more, the pain or that it's ruining your eye makeup. All right, no, oh, okay, look, cool, chill. I'll tell you what, because I love you so much and I feel bad.
No, you don't.
And as a gift to them,
No.
I'll let you put some in my eye.
I already sprayed you in the face.
No,
It's
do
fine.
it in my eye.
No,
Come on.
I got it.
You got it? All right. Because I'm the winner this time. She's a loser. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching our happy hour show. We are about to wrap up. Remember that our happy hour is a reminder for us to never
limit happiness
to an hour. Thank you guys so much. No regrets. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Call me